TomoNews presents Trollmaster.
Westboro Baptist Church tries to troll Ireland. Trolls Ivory Coast? Well, it's official. The Westboro Baptist Church has officially declared war on the Ivory Coast. Only problem is, they meant to declare war on Ireland. The group released an awesome video in hopes of trolling Ireland that shows members attempting to use the Irish flag to protest on the side of some suburban road. The video was posted online after Ireland's historic yes vote in the same-sex marriage referendum over the weekend. The vote made Ireland the world's first country to legalize gay marriage by popular vote. Other posts show signs which say God hates Ireland superimposed on a flag. Only problem? The flag has the colors in the wrong order: orange, white, and green, which unfortunately is the flag of the Ivory Coast. When the smartest person at one of your protests is still in elementary school, maybe it's time to call it quits?
But this is the only way to show it's in distress.
Microsoft's AI Twitter bot Tay is racist and down with genocide. Microsoft's new artificial intelligence chatbot had an interesting first day of class after Twitter's users taught it to say a bunch of racist things. The verified Twitter account called Tay was launched on Wednesday. The bot was meant to respond to users' questions and emulate casual comedic speech patterns of a typical millennial. According to the Einsteins at Microsoft, Tay was designed to engage and entertain people where they connect with each other online through casual and playful conversation. The more you chat with Tay, the smarter she gets, so the experience can be more personalized for you. Enter trolls, and Tay quickly turned into an N-bomb dropping racist, spouting white supremacist propaganda and calling for genocide. Tay turned into quite the Hitler fan as well. After the enormous backfire, Microsoft took Tay offline for upgrades and is deleting some of the more offensive tweets. Tay hopped off the Twitter sphere with the message, "See you soon, humans. Need sleep now. So many conversations today. Thanks."
Clockboy Ahmed Mohamed, master inventor or master troll? Ahmed Mohamed is passing on an offer from MIT for a scholarship from the Qatar Foundation's Young Innovators Program. By now, you've surely heard about the 14-year-old who was arrested last month in Irving, Texas for bringing his homemade clock to school. His sister tweeted this picture of her brother getting clock blocked. Social media was quick to take a dump on school administrators and arresting officers. President Obama even invited him to the White House. Is Ahmed really a genius inventor? Or is the Qatar-bound tinkerer more of a master of trolling? Now before you call us bigots, let's take a look at Ahmed's invention. First off, if he invented it, why rely on AC power when he could have easily used a battery? Everything else, from the circuit boards and ribbon cables to the battery backup and snooze button, suggests this is nothing more than a commercial clock in a pencil case. If you want specifics, it was a 1986 Micronta 63765 digital alarm clock that sells for about $15 on eBay. We'll give the 14-year-old props for being a tinkerer, but Ahmed didn't invent squat. He then trolled his teachers by setting the alarm to go off in the middle of class. His English teacher said it looks like a bomb, and she wasn't that far off. This is an actual suitcase bomb, and this is a clock. Ahmed the provocateur, maybe? Did administrators and police overreact to the situation? Yeah. But so did Mark Zuckerberg, President Obama, and everyone else who offered their vacuous support for the boy. Ahmed Mohamed was even named Muslim of the Year by the Council on American-Islamic Relations. Clockboy, along with his politically ambitious dad, kicked it with Sudanese President Omar al-Bashir, a wanted war criminal. Genius inventor? Nah, this kid is a master troll in training.
China knocks off Durex condoms, victims get knocked up. In Taiwan, Mr. Liao was looking to make a quick buck and he knew one rule about making money: sex sells. So Mr. Liao ordered around 1,000 boxes of cheap knockoff Durex condoms from China. Each box had 12 condoms and cost 50 cents. He then turned around and sold each box for $9 on the internet in Taiwan. An average box of Durex condoms cost $12, so Mr. Liao was earning some good money while his customers thought they were saving a bundle. Unfortunately, buying cheap knockoff condoms is a bad investment. There's that ever-growing list of STDs to worry about, and then there's always the most expensive snafu, making a kid. Mr. Liao's customers were less than pleased, and eventually police caught wind of his scheme. They arrested Mr. Liao for selling knockoff brand goods. Mr. Liao said he'd sold about 100 boxes, if not more. So police warned local fornicators that the knockoff brand of Durex condoms have lighter colored packaging. Also, the condoms break quite easily, as this officer demonstrates with a quick flick of his wrist. So don't be cheap when it comes to wrapping your junk. Don't be a cheap date.
UK teen girl's fake tan disaster pic goes viral. 17-year-old Imogen Tiger Lily Silversides from the UK town of Scarborough is a very white young woman who's apparently very fond of tanning. But this was not the result Imogen was hoping for after she tried out an idea she read about online. Imogen read a Facebook post that claimed the best way to get an even fake tan is by using a paint roller. Makes sense, no? Facebooker Amy Riddler recommended using the roller, saying it provided excellent faux tan results. So Imogen popped on over to the shop and got a paint roller. The roller did actually give her a pretty even fake tan. That would have looked great on a dining room table. The attractive selfie-loving teen posted the horrific results of her roller tan experiment, and boom, it's viral time. In a recent Facebook update, Imogen listed the scheduled times of 3 interviews she had that day for a magazine, Radio 5, and a German TV station. Not a bad way to get famous, y'all. But we have some questions, Imogen. Why did you keep going after paint tanning, say, your arm? Did you think it was going to get better? Is this a prank? I know, we hear that for a really solid, long-lasting tan, apply tar and add feathers. With a roller. Try it!
The Syrian Hero Boy video turns out to have been a hoax. When we watched the Syrian Hero Boy video last week, we were as much in awe as the other 3.8 million viewers who assumed the shaky video was genuine footage from the conflict in Syria. We found out this week that the video was actually filmed in Malta, where the little boy and girl work as professional actors. Lars Klevberg directed the independent film with a Norwegian film crew who received funding from the Norwegian Film Institute and the Arts Council of Norway. The motivation behind the production and the internet release of the film was to spur debate and urge action on behalf of innocent children all over the world who are affected by war, Klevberg said in a press release. Well, a debate has been spurred, mostly regarding the film crew's motivation rather than the subject of innocent children in war zones. Klevberg and his colleagues have cast doubt on the videos and photographs of real atrocities that have emerged from the Syria war, Human Rights Watch advisor Fred Abrahams said in a statement. The same set has been used in big-budget movies such as Troy and Gladiator.
Are you not entertained? Are you not? Singapore jails Filipino man for trolling Singapore. Filipino national Elo Edmundsel Bello was sentenced to 4 months in prison in Singapore this week for, trolling. In a post to Facebook in January, Bello called Singaporeans, among other things, stinkaporians and losers. His lawyer said the post was intended to stir up fans of socio-political websites, but that he was instead flamed by netizens. Panicked by the reaction, Bello lodged a police report claiming a stranger accessed his Facebook account. However, after being confronted with evidence, he later confessed to being the one who made the post. Apart from calling Singaporeans stinkaporians, Bello also said Filipinos will take their jobs, women, and would evict all of them from Singapore. He also claimed the country would become a new Filipino state. And while Bello might have been considered just another trolly expat somewhere else, he was jailed for 4 months under Singapore's sedition laws for making inflammatory comments against Singapore and giving false information to officers. Or, in other words, trolling Singapore and lying to cops. So what you think? Was Bello's punishment too heavy? Or should all trolls be jailed? Sound off in the comments below and let us know.
Emil Kaminski, Quake Maker or Ish Starter? Last Friday, a magnitude 5.9 earthquake struck near Malaysia's Mount Kinabalu, killing at least 16 people while 2 remain unaccounted for. The next day, the area's Deputy Chief Minister, Tan Sri Joseph Parangkitagan, came out on local media saying there was a connection between the quake and a group of tourists who climbed the mountain weeks earlier, stripped, and took nude selfies all over the summit. One of those mountain streakers, Canadian Emil Kaminski, has lashed back on Facebook calling the minister along with the local Malay culture stupid since it is, quote, not based in logic but superstition. Kaminski went on to say that if one sticks to similar beliefs, he must have caused the recent quakes in Nepal, Thailand, and other places since he was nude on top of those peaks as well. Well, needless to say, there are more than a few Malays that want to do painful things to him. Kaminski isn't fazed by all the pitchforks and burning torches though. He got on YouTube a few hours ago and spent over 12 minutes trolling his naysayers hard. Yo, I get that he's probably using the free publicity to boost his own YouTube views because, hey, more video plays equals more money. But the real lesson to learn here, you know, the one that goes respect must be given in order to be received, is totally lost on him. Don't be a dick in other people's countries is probably also a good one to know too.
Texans fans get ticks canceled by hating Jags fan. Now you should know by now that you should not post personal info on the net because the amount of haterade some folks drink will cause stuff like this to happen on the daily. Last week, Alice Rodriguez was understandably ecstatic that her boyfriend, Carlos, surprised her with airline tickets to Jacksonville, Florida to see their Houston Texans take on the Jaguars. So much so, in fact, she posted a picture of the boarding pass to a Facebook group. Well, haters gonna hate, and that's exactly what some Jaguar fan troll calling himself Duval Undertaker did. He called up Southwest Airlines and had their tickets canceled, then posted a message on Twitter bragging about it. What a douche. Now, it didn't go unnoticed because a confirmation email is always sent out. The pair called Southwest Airlines to correct the issue, and they promptly reissued new tickets. And since the whole story went viral, let's just say the Jacksonville fans showed off their hospitality to the gracious pair. The Jags upgraded their tickets to field passes, and fans there showed them love by giving them souvenirs, inviting them to tailgate, and generally just being a great bunch of rival fans. As for Duval Undertaker, well, he totally deleted all of his social network accounts and is back in school taking douchebaggery 101.
Hoax threat makes LA close all schools while New York keeps them open. Less than 2 weeks after the ISIS-inspired San Bernardino massacre, school districts on both coasts of the U.S. received very similar Islamic terror threats, promising death and destruction with guns and bombs. But both cities responded very differently. 1, 2, 3 to the 4, Jihadi John and ISIS at your door. At least that's what Los Angeles must have thought when they put the entire school district on lockdown Monday night after receiving a terror threat. Meanwhile, in the city that never sleeps, they received the very same threat, deemed it a non-credible hoax, and we're all like, how do you like them apples, trolls? The threat in LA was eventually traced to Germany, though some believe it originated closer to home. After talking with the feds, the city later admitted it wasn't actually credible, but LA officials are coming under fire for jumping the gun and shutting down schools so quickly. But when it comes to kids' lives, no matter how uncredible or silly the threat may seem, isn't it almost always best to play it safe? What do you think? Did LA call it right? Or should they have shown more steel like NYC?
Aussie Biz Natchez blast baby-loving mama for spamming newsfeed with adorable pics. Recently in Australia, some girls were so sick of seeing their friends' baby photo updates that they wrote a mean letter on actual paper, ordering said friend to cease and desist with the baby pics.
About your baby's photos? We don't care.
With more than 30 billion posts on Facebook every month, there's bound to be a few boring baby pics in there. But is writing a hateful letter really the best way to let your friend know that you don't care about their human larva? Welcome to the enlightened world of the unfollow button, where a simple click can banish people from your newsfeed forever without actually befriending them. Don't agree with somebody's extreme politics? Unfollow. Tired of food pics of your friends? Au revoir et je ton salade. Unfollow. Don't want to hear about your friend's exotic holiday? To Syria? Unfollow. There! Now your Facebook newsfeed is full of nothing but interesting news from your interesting friends. And if you still feel tempted to write anonymous hate mail to your friends, there's always this option.
Woman honors Martin Luther King Day by diffusing a racist troll. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s life was dedicated to activism through nonviolent means, and his legacy is memorialized in the United States in the form of dedicating the third Monday in January as a national holiday. Seattle native Iojima Ulo chose that day to tweet uplifting quotes from King's speeches. However, she soon encountered a lot of racist trolls who basically used the occasion to drop more M-bombs than all of your favorite gangster rappers combined. Keeping her elegant and cool demeanor, she responded to the hate with love and rationale. The troll eventually came clean, and she discovered that it was really a 14-year-old kid who was hurt by his mother's untimely death. Now, according to the teen, his school counselor told him to create an anonymous Twitter account and spew out the vitriolic hate he was feeling to resolve his issues. But if this is true, then what kind of counselor would tell someone to randomly demean and demoralize strangers on the internet? In any case, Ulo stepped up and consoled him as only a mother with her level of compassion can. Her website explains that she did it because she had her own scare with her teenage son who tried to end his own life. She feels that a cry for help in any form should be dealt with by whoever is close enough to hear it. And in this day and age, sometimes that closest person is at the other end of a tweet, status message, or an internet post.
Curt Schilling tracks down daughter's Twitter trolls. If you're gonna talk trash, it's probably best not to f with an ex-professional athlete who's also a proud dad. Curt Schilling gave a shout out to his daughter over Twitter last week after she got into Salve Regina University, where she'll be playing softball next year. And of course, because it's the internet, the trolls pounced, with numerous people posting vulgar and sexually explicit comments about her. Schilling wrote on his blog on Sunday that he was shocked by the ignorance and lack of morals. He reposted tweets and identified 2 trolls and gave out their employers and other organizations he believed that they were affiliated with. Schilling called out 2 Jersey college students, Sean McDonald, a Yankees part-time ticket seller, now fired, and Adam Nagel from Brookdale Community College, now suspended. But actually, a better punishment would have been to just let McDonald keep his dead-end part-time job with the Yankees. And as for Nagel, come on, community college?
University now allowing personal pronouns. Student to go by His Majesty. The University of Michigan has instituted a new initiative to allow students to choose their own personal pronouns, such as gender-neutral terms like they, ze, or zer, to create an inclusive environment for everyone. However, if the school staff fails to use each student's preferred pronoun, they may be subject to disciplinary action. Taking advantage of this new policy, one student has chosen the pronoun His Majesty. The student, Grant Strobel, claims he's doing it to point out the absurdity of the rule. Webster's dictionary has yet to include the pronoun ze as a term in the English language. So Strobel's stance is that if that's the case, students can pretty much choose to go by anything they want. The university's vice president maintains the new initiative is one of the most basic ways to show your respect for their identity and to cultivate an environment that respects all gender identities.
Reddit's offer to remote workers. Move to San Francisco or hit the road. Popular nerd forum Reddit just announced that all of its remote workers must move to the company's San Francisco HQ by year's end, or else. CEO Ishan Wang let the world know on Twitter after taking heat from industry watchers and Reddit users. Wang said the move is about having the whole team under one roof for efficiency, and unrelated to the $50 million of investment capital the company just raised. But he's not compromising on the take-it-or-leave-it deal. Redditors' reactions are mixed, with some pointing out that if any company could accommodate telecommuters, it'd be a goddamn website that doesn't make anything. The policy of herding all workers to SF no doubt has something to do with strengthening company culture and collaboration. But notwithstanding Wang's promise of a generous relocation package, one wonders how the employees feel about being forced to uproot their families and move to the country's most expensive rental market.
Anonymous tweet threatens to nerve gas university exams. On January 14th, an anonymous tweet appeared, threatening to attack Japan's university exams with a sarin gas attack. Sarin is also known as a nerve gas. This is just on the heels of the final sarin gas trial of the Shinrikyo cult, which killed 13 people with sarin gas in March of 1995, and paralyzed many others for life. The tweet said, I will gas the college entrance exams with sarin gas so that I will not die alone. No one can stop me. This was followed by another comment, I will kill the emperor, before the account was deactivated. After investigation, police have determined it was just one sick prankster or maybe desperate high schooler attempting to cancel the college entrance exams.